Tech 308 here with a knife review for you. This is the SOG Vulcan Tanto in a satin. Okay, good look at this knife. I don't know if you can see that. Just got this knife yesterday in the mail. Very nice knife. I'm a huge fan of SOG. I have many SOG knives and plan on getting many more. Probably my favorite knife company. Alright, let's talk about it. Okay, first off, this is a 3.5-inch blade. That's not a small blade. It is made of VG10 stainless steel. It's a Japanese steel. Really good steel for a knife. Finding out a little bit more of the upper to medium end knives. Other than that, it weighs 5 ounces. Not a light knife. Also not a thin knife, which is probably one thing I don't really care for about it. A little bit thick. Has a G10 grip handle. Very nice grip feel. Very nice feel to it. Pretty good. What do you call that? I'm just gonna call it grooves. Not sure exactly what it is. Has a Tanto tip. I like the Tanto tip. I really do. I know some people aren't a fan of it, like Nothing Fancy. If you haven't seen his channel, I recommend looking at that. I don't know if he has this review for this knife, but he has a lot of SOG reviews as well. You should check him out. Okay. Uses for this knife. Probably the biggest use for it would be a tactical folder. It's kind of a knife if you're going out into, I don't want to say enemy territory, but if you're military law enforcement, using this as a backup knife to maybe a fixed blade. If you're a civilian like myself, possibly an everyday carry. A little bit big, like I said, a little bit thick. If you're okay with that, go for it. I carried this all day yesterday when I got it. Loved it. I can really tell it was in my pocket. A little bit bigger than my usual carry knife, which is a Kershaw, which I'll be reviewing in a couple days here. A couple things about this knife. It has an arc lock, which is SOG's. It's very similar to Spyderco's. I don't know if you can see that. That's the lock right there. You can either deploy with it, but if you just pull that down, the blade just kind of falls. One hand opening and closing. Actually 3 ways to deploy this knife, which I actually kind of like. Don't know which one I like better. Get your normal thumb stud, little groove on the side to deploy that. You can deploy with the arc lock, pull down and flick. Also very effective, very smooth. I actually think I prefer that method over any of them. And there's also the little flipper back here, which used to be my favorite, but for this knife, I think I either like the thumb stud, do the little slant and groove of it, or the arc lock. Alright. Has a pocket clip. Deep pocket clip. SOG is famous for this, which is one of the reasons I like about SOG. No more losing knives. This sits very deep in your pocket. You're not going to lose it. You're also not going to broadcast everybody you're carrying a knife, because you can't see half of it. I picked this knife up because, well, I thought it looked kind of cool. I'm a big knife fan, and the knife's got to look good to me. And this knife really did. I'm normally a fan of a black finish knife, but the satin on this knife, very well done. Extremely sharp out of the box. Tanto tip, like I already talked about, it's got that kind of the rounded edge there, though. Instead of, like, if you're familiar with Tanto tips, they usually have a kind of, I can't do this with one finger. They have a kind of a point right there, where the 2 blades meet. This one's actually pretty rounded. You can still tell where the 2 different grinds are, but I love the way it looks, love the way it feels. Like always, SOG makes high quality knives. If you buy this from SOG's website, you'll be paying almost $200, which I would not recommend. I bought this off Amazon for just over $112. I buy almost all my SOG knives on Amazon. I recommend you do the same, unless you know of some other place, eBay or something like that. Overall length of this knife, 8.375 inches. So like I said before, not a small knife at all. If you want to, before you EDC this knife, make sure it's legal in your state. Some states have restrictions on blade length. Don't get in trouble for something stupid like that. In my state, there is no limit, at least not on blade length. However, I cannot carry an auto knife, which sucks. I can't own an auto knife. But, you know what? I really have gotten used to these kind of knives. They're very fast deployment anyway. If you train with them, practice with them, I can get this out of my pocket and deployed in just over a second. So, overall, high quality knife from SOG. Very big fan of SOG. They have lots of good quality knives. I'm reviewing lots of their other knives. I'll probably do a video of all my SOG knives I currently own. In the meantime, if you like knives, you're a knife enthusiast, you don't have this knife, I highly recommend it. Good tactical folder if you're in a WRL situation or SHTF. Be a good choice. For stabbing and cutting ability, I'd say this knife is definitely... it'll probably be the knife I take with me if we ever get in a situation like that, where government shuts down, or, I hate to say it, but zombies. You know, I know if you watch other videos like these, you probably hear people talk about zombies all the time. I hope you know they're kidding. We know zombies aren't going to really attack, but it's fun to talk about. It gives us an excuse to buy knives and guns and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Like I said, great knife, highly recommend it. There's some other good reviews out there, which I watched before I bought it. Don't remember the usernames at this point, but check it out. If you're in the market for a good knife, good, solid, tactical folder, I'd recommend this. No blade play. At least not yet. Haven't put any hard use to it yet, just got it. I might make an update video when I don't know how hard I'm going to run this knife. Tanto tip, don't want to break it. But yeah. Great knife, highly recommend it. Alright, if you like it, obviously like the video, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Don't like it, thumbs down it. I don't care. Be respectful in the comments. If I said something wrong, please let me know. It's fine by me. I don't care. Alright, see you next time.